Today, you are going to learn how to use the area model method to multiply by a one-digit factor. Remember, you may stop this lesson and rewind it at any time if you need to. You may also share this lesson with your parents. It's time to learn. So let's take a look at our helping chart first. Read the steps with me. Step 1. First, I expand each factor that is greater than one digit. Step 2. Next, I make a box for every place value that I expanded. Step 3. Then I write the value of each digit of the expanded factor above each box. Step 4. After that, I write the other factor on the left. Step 5. Now I multiply each place value. Remember, use your basic fact trick and bring along all the zeros. Step 6. Finally, I add the partial products. You can see I included an example on this helping chart, so let's go over it. If I multiplied 435 times 6, first, I would expand each factor that is greater than one digit. In this example, that factor is 435. The value of the 4 is 400, the value of the 3 is 30, and the value of the 5 is 5 ones. Next, I would make a box for every place value I expanded. I expanded 3 place values, so I would need to make 3 boxes. Notice that my boxes are different sizes to show their place value. The hundreds box is the largest, and the ones box is the smallest. Then, I would write the value of each digit of the expanded factor above each box. 400 on the top of the first box, 30 on the top of the second box, and 5 on the top of the third box. After that, I would write my other factor on the left. My other factor was 6. Now, I would be ready to multiply each place value, and I would use my basic fact trick when I could. So first, I would multiply 6 times 400. I would use my basic fact trick, 6 times 4 equals 24, and then I would bring along the 2 zeros. So it would equal 2,400. Make sure to put in your comma when you're solving it on your own. Then I would multiply 6 times 30. I would use my basic fact trick, 6 times 3 equals 18, and I would bring along the 1 zero, so it would equal 180. And lastly, I would multiply 6 times 5, which is just a basic fact, and we all know that equals 30. Even though the helping chart does not show it, at this step, you may circle the partial products to stay focused for your final step in this model. Finally, I would add the partial products. The helping chart shows addition horizontally to save space, but when we solve problems, we will need to add vertically to be able to show all our work. The final product for this problem is 2,610. Now let's practice a couple more problems on the next screen. I'm going to multiply 27 times 4 using the area model method. First, I need to expand each factor that is greater than one digit. In this problem, that factor is 27. The value of the 2 is 20, and the value of the 7 is 7 ones. Next, I make a box for every place value I just expanded. I expanded 2 place values, so I need to make 2 boxes. Make your boxes big enough to write inside each. Also, keep in mind, your boxes are trying to represent place values, so they should not be the same size. Now, I write the value of each digit of the expanded factor above each box. 20 on top of the first box, 7 on top of the second box. After that, I write the other factor from our original problem on the left. Now I'm ready to multiply each place value and use my basic fact trick if I can. First, I multiply 4 times 20. I can use a basic fact trick. 4 times 2 equals 8. Bring 1 zero along. So 4 times 20 equals 80. Then I multiply 4 times 7. I know 4 times 7 is a basic fact, which equals 28. 80 and 28 are considered your partial products because they are part of your answer. Circle your partial products to keep yourself focused. Now you're ready for the last step. Let's add our partial products. 80 plus 28. Line up your place value. Add your ones plus your ones first. 0 ones plus 8 ones equals 8 ones. Now I add my tens. 8 tens plus 2 tens equals 10 tens, which has a value of 100. And my final product equals 108. 27 times 4 equals 108. Let's try one more problem together on the next screen before you get to try it all by yourself. Now I'm going to multiply 1,243 times 5 using the area model method. So first I need to expand each factor that is greater than one digit. In this problem, that factor is 1,243. The value of the 1 is 1,000. The value of the 2 is 200. The value of the 4 is 40. And the value of the 3 is 3 ones. Next, I need to make a box for every place value that I just expanded. I expanded 4 place values, so I need to make 4 boxes. I need to make sure that my boxes are big enough to write in and that they are different sizes to show the different place values. You can see how I'm doing so below. Once you've closed all your boxes, then you're ready to write the value of each digit of the expanded factor above each box. 1,000 on top of the first box, 200 on top of the second box, 40 on top of the third box, and 3 on top of the fourth box. After that, I need to write the other factor of our original problem on the left. And now I'm ready to start multiplying. 5 times 1,000, I can use my basic fact trick. 5 times 1 equals 5. Bring all 3 zeros along. Make sure I put my comma in. So 5 times 1,000 equals 5,000. Then I multiply 5 times 200. I can use a basic fact trick. 5 times 2 is 10. Bring both zeros along, put in my comma, so 5 times 200 equals 1,000. Then I multiply 5 times 40. I can use the basic fact trick. 5 times 4 equals 20. Bring 1 zero along, so 5 times 40 equals 200. And then I multiply 5 times 3, which equals 15, and that's just a basic fact. Now I circle my partial products to keep myself focused because my last and final step is adding my partial products together. When you start to add, make sure that you line up your place value. And if you realize that you didn't, go back and erase to make sure you're ready to add. I add my ones first. 0 ones plus 0 ones plus 0 ones plus 5 ones equals 5 ones. Then I add my 10s. 0 10s plus 0 10s plus 0 10s plus 1 10 equals 1 10. Then I add my hundreds. 0 hundreds plus 0 hundreds plus 2 hundreds equals 2 hundreds. And then I add my thousands. 5 thousands plus 1,000 equals 6,000. So my final product is 6,215. I have successfully multiplied 1,243 times 5, which equals 6,215 using the area model method. Now it's your turn. In your math journal, MJ for math journal, I would like you to solve the following problem using the area model. Please solve 98 times 6. Make sure that you talk out the steps as you work. Make sure you put your math journal back in your backpack after you're finished. Be ready to explain the area model method to your partner tomorrow, and be ready to share your completed problem with the class. See you in the morning.